Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Back in 1972, Richard Nixon got onto the Air Force One and traveled to the communist China. And at that time, America didn't trust China. China was communist, secretive, and the biggest enemy of America. So why did the president shake hands with Mao Zedong?
That's very.
I'll do my own opinion.
That one single decision explains how China and US ended up here today. Do you remember the Cold War? If you are over 60, definitely you will remember the nuclear fear, the school drills, and you being told that you have to hide under the desk. And that time, America's biggest enemy wasn't China, it was the Soviet. And here's something many people forgot, that China and Russia were enemies too. So Nixon looked at the situation and thought, if he can pull Russia and China away, America becomes safer. That was the logic. Not friendship, not trust, just survival. So now let's go back a little further. In 1949, China went through a brutal civil war. The Communist Party, led by Mao Zedong, took control of the mainland China. The losing side fled to the nearby island. That island was Taiwan. So this part is important. Let me explain you simply. Taiwan isn't just a land. Taiwan represents unfinished business. As long as Taiwan exists separately, China's communist revolution feels incomplete. That's why Taiwan matters a lot to Beijing. So why does United States care about Taiwan? 3 reasons. First, democracy. Taiwan became a democratic society. Second, location. Taiwan sits in the middle of major shipping routes. Third, technology. Taiwan makes most of the world's advanced computer chips. If Taiwan is disrupted, the global economy goes down. It gets shaken. That's why America is involved. After the Cold War ended in 1991, America believed in something very strongly. America believed that money changes people. The idea was simple. If China becomes rich, its people would demand freedom. If people gained wealth, they would want democracy. This belief shaped America's policy for 20 years. In 2001, the US helped China join the World Trade Organization. That movement changed everything. China welcomed American companies. China welcomed factories. China welcomed money. But China never gave up the control. The Communist Party stayed in charge. Wealth was allowed. Political freedom was not. China didn't become America. China learned from America and quietly built the power. For a long time, America wasn't scared. Cheap products didn't scare Washington. What scared Washington was this. China wasn't just making things anymore. China was learning how to design the technology, copy systems, and build military strength. That's when the mood changed. China was no longer a factory. China was becoming rival. In 2017, Donald Trump became the president. He did something no president does it openly. He called China a problem. In 2018 and 2019, he imposed traffic on China goods. He restricted China companies like Huawei. This wasn't just about trade. This was about slowing down China. But tariffs had consequences. Prices went up. American companies started complaining. Allies were affected. America realized something uncomfortable. China was too big to cut off suddenly. So the strategy changed. Instead of leaving China completely, America encouraged companies to spread over India, Vietnam, Mexico. This strategy was simple. Don't depend on one country. Does this hurt China? Little, Does it replace China? No, because China isn't about factory. China is an entire system built over decades. Here's the truth. China isn't disappearing. Not next year, not in 10 years. Just like Cold War, America will compete, contain and coexist. China didn't rise by accident. It was allowed to rise. And the real question now is, can America stop China? Can America compete without repeating the same mistake again? In 2025, Donald Trump returned back to the office, and so were the tariffs. First, he imposed highest tariff on China and reversed it too. Now pressures almost every major trading partner. The real question remains, does this actually make China great again? Will it create a problem of its own?